Can you please explain to us how Fibra's smart underwear technology works and what makes it a game changer in women's reproductive health?
Yeah, for sure. So first of all, the impact that we're going to have with the product is very huge. And regarding fertility by itself, every month of all the people and couple who are trying to get pregnant, 80% of them fail, which is a very huge number.
Really?
It's 80%, so it's 8 out of 10.
Because in my sphere of influence, I'm hearing on movies, kids in university are getting pregnant all the time. So I thought it's easy to get pregnant. It's not?
It's not.
Interesting.
It's not. Unwanted pregnancies are definitely a problem as well when it comes to kids at universities. But when we're talking about couples who are trying to get pregnant, and if you pay attention to sort of movies that are out there, for example, Brooklyn Nine-Nine or Grey's Anatomy or even Friends, they all touch about the fact that how hard it is to actually get pregnant. And yeah, so going back to that, 80% of people who are trying to get pregnant, they fail every month. And that's very interesting very interesting that you also mentioned that as well, because growing up, you're always told, be careful to not get pregnant. Be careful to not get pregnant. Now, you're at an age that, and a stage in your life that you want to get pregnant, and you're trying and trying every month, and you're failing. And that's very frustrating, both mentally, and it sometimes actually takes a toll on your marriage. And then if you're a female identifying individual, you have to wake up every morning, pee or spit on a stick, or even worse, insert something into yourself to get that ovulation data, or to see if today is the day for you to try or not. And in the early days of Fibra, we talked with 600 women who are trying to conceive, and almost all of them told us, we live in the 21st century, so why the heck do we have to wake up every morning, pee on something, or insert something into ourselves to get that data? And I totally agree with them. That's just ridiculous. Now, what we are doing is that we are using smart textile technology, which, as I mentioned, it has sensors knitted within the fabric or functional fibers and all that. And we are incorporating that within the design of the underwear, which, by the way, is not even going to be noticeable by the user. It's going to be as comfortable as
this
any
is
other
a question
underwear.
too I had too.
Yeah.
I was like, is there going to be a battery box, and it's
not at all.
It's gas powered.
No.
It's humming with gas.
No. Oh my God, no. No, not at all. Everything is so sort of immersed within the design of the underwear, within the fibers, within the fabrics, that you're not even going to notice it.
Is it almost like nanotech of sorts?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's woven into the finer. So it's I'm trying to imagine, is it wires interlaced with normal fibers?
So don't think about it as wires. Think about it as conductive yarns or conductive threads that are acting like wires. And
you don't have to charge it, do you? Or do you charge it? How does it work?
You have to charge it, but yeah, so we're coming up with solutions for that, but you have to charge it. But there are so many other ways that you can sort of disconnect a portion of that, put it in the part that's responsible for the battery, charge it, and then put it back on. Yeah,
I was gonna say even nowadays, because there's so much technology with even your iPhone, you can put it on a thing. So it's almost as a second product to Fibra, you guys can sell I was thinking a dresser, but the dresser has something on it where it charges it.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. And then, so then we have all the sensors that are incorporated within the design of the smart underwear to take these biophysical data. And then essentially what happens is that women would only need to wear the underwear on specific nights per month. They go to bed, and while they are asleep, it takes data from their body, does all the interpretation, analysis, and prediction. And then when they wake up in the morning, they see all the data within their app. Super easy, hassle-free, non-invasive, and accurate, because we're getting data from their body. And when you're going through the trying to conceive journey, the timing is everything. And having access to the accurate data about when is the best time to conceive results in you getting pregnant much faster. Essentially, you're optimizing your pregnancy chances every month with that data. And the more accurate that data is, the higher your chances for that month.
You spoke you mentioned you and your team spoke to about 600 women. And I have a question. This is my personal question about this. Do you find, so you spoke to women who were trying to get pregnant. Did you also speak to them after they got pregnant, for example?
No, it was during their trying to conceive journey.
Got it. Because my question is, I have this theory. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Do you think there's a correlation between like the more importance a couple places on being pregnant, the less likely it's going to happen?
Absolutely.
Interesting.
And well, we didn't dive deeper into that at the time, but there are studies that actually shows like stress and anxiety and like you having negative thoughts about that is actually going to have physical impact on your ability to actually achieve pregnancy. And that was very interesting. And I've heard stories from other people. I've heard stories from one person who said that one of their friends, they were trying for pregnancy for 5 years.
Wow.
Naturally, they didn't try anything, like they didn't try IVF or anything. They tried naturally for 5 years. And then they were exhausted all the time. They were tired. They were just done with it. And then they were like, okay, that's it. Let's just not try.
And then it happened.
Yeah, like the next month it happened. So the stress really plays an important role. Yeah.
The reason I asked that question is, so, and this is going to be like, I'm just going to say, this is going to sound a little crazy, but so basically what I've learned is like, so we're all like physics-based. We're all physics-based beings. Things in the universe tend to go towards equilibrium, right? That's why like if there's change in air pressure, like wind helps it, right? If there's change in heat, everything's trying to always go into equilibrium balance. So I read this interesting thing that the reason the more you want something, the more importance you place on it, what it's actually doing is like, you're placing like what's happening is you're creating like this excess potential, like this in your energetic field, this excess potential. And then these balance forces of the universe come and they have to like basically get rid of them. And the easiest way to get rid of it usually is to eliminate the desire. So,
interesting.
So it's almost like they'll come in, and because the more you want it, the easiest thing to do is like for you not to have it, which is why, and it's very interesting how it works. And then like as soon as you place zero importance on something, that's when you achieve the result. It's almost
very
like
interesting.
The more you want something, the more importance you need to have it. It's like the best way I had it described is like, imagine you're at a wedding and you don't want to be kicked out of the wedding, but you're screaming, I hate how much I don't want to be kicked out of the wedding. I can't believe the wedding's here. I don't want to be kicked out. Yeah. Naturally, like on an energetic level, someone comes and kicks you out.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's interesting how it all works, but especially because they stopped. Yeah. And then it happens. So it's like the less importance you place on something, the more it's going to happen.
I've heard many stories about that actually, like similar to that. The energy level, and you putting pressure on something. Yeah. Definitely has an effect, and not just for the trying to conceive journey, but for anything else in your life. Sometimes it has a positive effect, honestly, but sometimes the negative effect is exactly there as well. Yeah.
And it's the same thing I'm noticing. Like I noticed for myself, the more importance I place on a sale when I'm in a sales call, it's not going to happen. Yeah. But then it's like, yeah, okay, it can't. Then it does. It's so weird.
Exactly. It's so interesting. Like you're much more relaxed and you're at a very relaxed state, and your mind can release its full potential. Yeah. And that's very important.